welcome back to another video. My name is Abby and today we are talking about what is a belief and how to change it. If you're interested in dissolving your current limiting beliefs and manifesting whatever it is you want faster, there is a link to work one-on-one with me. And also, if you are interested in more exclusive content, engagement, and interaction with me, there is now a Patreon group and the link for that is below. So back to the video. What is a belief? And more importantly, how do you change it? Well, it's important to look and see because beliefs are basically how you see the world. Perception is reality, and basically beliefs are all these filters where you look out into the world and that's what you see. Even though that's not all that's there. Your brain is absolutely fascinating, and in fact, according to Dr. Bruce Lipton, our brain is taking in between 30 to 50 million bits of information per second, while our conscious brain is only able to function and take in about 40. So that's a huge difference. So that's why when Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about every possible version of you exists right now, you can understand, oh yeah, if there are 40 million bits of information that I'm not picking up on because I've told myself that this is how the world is, and I've put all these filters in where I can only see those things, even though there's 40 million other things available. Only until you change your beliefs can you change how you actually see the world, what's actually there, and start to create the life you want. So what is a belief? The etymology of the word belief actually means what you accept to be true. And I think that's absolutely fascinating that it comes to an acceptance, and faith is basically putting that belief in something invisible. And a belief is fortified and I believe kind of strengthened by assumptions. And we know, according to Neville Goddard, that an assumption is whatever you give consent and permission to be true. So now we're talking about things: permission, consent, and acceptance. So all of those show that whatever it is that you're believing, it's not concrete. It's not objectively true. It's subjectively true, meaning your beliefs can change. When you change your beliefs to mirror and be in alignment with the life you want, whether it be about a secure relationship, whether it be about financial abundance, whatever it is, when you shift your beliefs, because they're changeable, and you just shift them to what the thing you want is, then you're accepting that to be true. And it's a very simple idea, and with the awareness of the mechanisms that go on, I think that it's going to empower you to see where you can put that energy, as opposed to feeling frustrated where you're trying to affirm and you're meditating and then you have these hiccups. Well, realizing that belief is anchoring you to your current situation, it doesn't mean you can't unanchor, it doesn't mean you can't cut that thing, but just realizing, oh, my belief's keeping me here. All I have to do is change that belief, really help and look and see why I believe it. Why am I accepting that to be true? Is that relevant? Another thing too is whatever you've accepted and whatever your beliefs are right now, they have kept you safe. The thing that might be going against, a belief that might be going against what you currently desire to manifest, the reason you originally took it on is to keep you safe. Right now, what you actually want could unconsciously be seen as a threat. So we need to dissolve, we need to get in there and say, okay, well, I don't really believe that anymore. I believe I'm capable of this. Using affirmations to help fortify that new you, and also using new reasoning and recreating and giving new meaning to things that have happened so you can cut that anchor of an old belief. So another thing too is belief formed habit, and the etymology of the word habit had to do with clothing, attire. So isn't that interesting that basically if you go in your closet right now, or your dresser or your backpack, your suitcase, whatever it is you keep your clothes, well, just as if you change your shirt for a new day, or wherever you change your shirt, you put on a new shirt, right? You could put on a jacket. What if you began to think about your current thoughts, your current limitations, your current beliefs as simply taking off a coat? Oh, okay, that served me, and now it's not serving me. You wouldn't, your great winter amazing coat that keeps you so warm and cozy in the winter, in the summer, it doesn't serve its function. It actually hurts you, right? It makes you really uncomfortable. Potentially, if you live in a place where it's really hot in the summer, could put you in physical harm. So there's nothing bad about it. At one time it served you, and now you're going to hang it up and you're going to let it go. It's still there, that's fine. And now you're going to put on new attire that's actually going to serve you better now. So your thoughts and your feelings are basically going to, the clothing is going to represent the thoughts and the feelings, the acceptance of whatever it is you believe to be true. So really a belief right now, it is making you think and feel these things, right? Okay, this is true. I believe that I'm not worthy because when I was young, no one really showed me value and they neglected me. And so now I think that that's the way it is. So you're wearing these emotions, these states of being, really. So the first thing to change a belief is starting to become aware of yourself, starting to become what it is that you're feeling, what is your thinking on a consistent basis. When you start to feel nervous, uncomfortable, frustrated, what is it that you're feeling? And what meaning are you giving yourself in that situation? For instance, if you have somebody, I did a recent video about being ghosted. So if somebody is there, they're interacting, and all of a sudden they leave with no reasoning, what meaning do you give yourself? Why do you think that happened? Do you put yourself in an inferior position saying, man, what did I do wrong to cause this person to leave? A lot of time that's what really stirs up people, is like the reasoning. Why did you leave me? What did I do? What could have I done different? Where did it go wrong? Look and see what that is reflecting back about your value. Did you leave yourself so that because that other person's value and acceptance and validation was actually more important than your own because you're looking for the solution outside of yourself? What would that mean about your belief system? That you're not good enough, that you're not whole and complete? You can start to see how using simple observation in moments and observing yourself, especially in intense moments. Why do you respond aggressively? Why are you mad? Why are you sad? What meaning are you giving this? As you begin to ask yourself and see yourself over and over and over. And if you can rewind, did you experience those same feelings when you were growing up? Because that's a big red flag in terms of, oh, okay, this belief is not serving me. This is not helping me. This comes from a wound. I'm trying to protect myself, and I'm going to choose some new belief that's going to help me get to the life that I want to live. The second thing you can do to change a belief as you're becoming more aware of it is say, okay, who would I be if I were to move in the world like that? If I were to be in a secure relationship, how would I feel? What would I think? What are the new behaviors and habits that I would have that would be in alignment with that new way to be? If I were to be whole and complete, if I felt that I was worthy and I was enough, what would I think about myself? How would I talk to myself? How would I dress? Would I do things differently? If I had that amount of money right now, if I knew that I looked at my bank account and there was $100,000, how would I feel? We're looking less about, oh, I'd go to the store and I'd get myself 18 pairs of new shoes, right? Because that's just going to give you a feeling, right? People get caught up in that. Okay, what would be the feeling if you went out and bought 18 pairs of shoes? What would be the feeling if you could go and say, you know what? I'm feeling a little bored. I'm going to go to the airport and book a flight somewhere. What would the feeling be? Would it be freedom? Would you feel free to do whatever it is that you want in the world right now? What would it be? The feeling is the secret, as Neville Goddard says. So begin to ask yourself, and what that's going to do scientifically, it's going to, your frontal lobe, which is the CEO of your entire brain, is going to look back in all the previous connections, and it's going to pick out different things, and it's going to form a new one. That's essentially an intention. So as you begin to ask yourself, what would it look like? Your brain's using pre-existing things. You can also essentially look out into the world and see who you want to model and who you admire. That's going to create this new way of being for you, this new intention, this new vision of how you can maneuver in the world. The third thing I already mentioned, but to be more clear about this, is what meaning are you giving past experiences? What meaning are you giving it when people do things to you, such as ghosting or rejecting or abandoning or dismissing? What are you saying that means about you? As you start to move in to see unconsciously what that means to you, are you rejecting yourself? Are you looking for that external validation? As you say, oh, okay, I'm going to stay with me no matter what. No matter what, I'm not going to abandon myself. You know what? I see myself as whole and complete. I am valuable. That is then going to be echoed out into the world. And remember at the beginning of the video when we talked about that your brain only is taking in 40 bits of information of all of that. It's like a huge buffet and your brain's like, nope, I'm just going to go to this small table and I already know what I want. It's like, are you sure? If you went to a buffet with 40 million things you could have, do you think that you'd only want the 40 bits that you already know? When you begin to ask yourself these new questions, you begin to look and recreate and give new meaning to what's happened, it's going to reprogram your RAS, your reticular activating system, which is essentially your priority system. It's going to ask it to delete old things that it once was priority and valuable. Oh, look, okay, I'm looking for rejection to prove that I'm unworthy. There it is. There's another thing called confirmation bias. If you think and you accept it to be true that you're not valuable, you will look and find and get people in your life that are going to reflect that. Not because you want to, but because that's what's happening. The external world is reflecting back to you who it is you believe, who it is you accept yourself of being in this world, of what you think that you are worthy of. And it's just a reflection, the same as I wore this gray shirt in a mirror and I'm like, man, I wish it was blue. When it's blue, then I will see the blue on me. We know I have to put the blue shirt on and then I'll see that blue shirt reflected. You have to feel whole and complete, sending out those thoughts and feelings, then, and accepting that to be true, then you will see it reflected back. The other thing I want to point out is that realize that faith is putting your belief in something invisible. You can put that faith in fear of the thing you don't want to be true, the thing that really drives you crazy, the thing that brings you suffering. You can put that faith in something that you haven't seen yet, that new life, that new idea of you. Both of them take imagination. Both of them take the exact amount of effort. You can put your faith in fear, or you can put that faith in self-love and vote for yourself. Stay with yourself. Believe in yourself. As you have that and you start to change those beliefs, the world around you will change because the way you feel, see, and think about yourself have changed. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, click that like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe and be a part of this community, and I'll see you on the next one.